so tired. 11:59 p.m. Grunge Cineplex didn't look exactly as I had planned it would. It didn't look dirty at all on the exterior. The hangars were gigantic, coated with fresh white paint, and a ceiling that looked like it could withstand an earthquake, measuring 9.7 on the Richter scale. The gates leading into the studio were polished and shiny. They were polished with shit, but nevertheless polished. Nevertheless, the whole area was surrounded by walls that were practically impossible to breach, and there were tough, muscular security guards who stood at the entrance. Both of them were rhinos, wearing a gray t-shirt and black pants and shoes. If the smell of them didn't ward off intruders, their coarse muscles and incontinent colons would. I could see them now, sitting on a burglar's face, asphyxiating them as they shat all over their face. Not exactly legal or moral, but this is Biotopia, and we're furries, so cops tend to look the other way. I doubt the press would give a damn if their main headline went something like, "Burglar asphyxiates rhinoceros feces as he tries to rob Grunge Cineplex." I just don't feel comfortable with this. Then again, they did make a headline about an Ursine who was boiled to death in a bizarre accident at one of the factories. Anyway, the Cineplex looked glorious on the outside and didn't even smell as bad as one would predict. On the outside, that is. Inside was a different story. Greiser and I entered Hangar B after being led inside by the guards. We weren't regulars, so the other hangars were restricted for the special guests and celebrities, if you will. Although I made a name for myself with everyone calling me Bat Breath, I still hadn't made a name for myself when it came to shit and water sports and other fetishes. Anyway, once we entered Hangar B, the smell overwhelmed us. The place reeked of shit that could be smelled literally miles away. It overpowered the odor of Biotopia itself, as though there was a greater stink housed inside of the hangars even Biotopians feared. I could tell by Greiser's facial expression that he hadn't smelled anything that bad before. The studio was just like the national park. The floors full of urine or shit, or in some cases bile. The walls had the same grime, and I could have sworn even the ceiling was coated with it. The hangar was nothing more than a long corridor with dozens of rooms on each side, and in each room was the scene for a porn shoot. Most of the doors were closed, but I happened to catch a glimpse of a few shoots with the doors still open. I stopped walking for a moment and crept next to a door, peeking inside and watching as a lion was fucking the shit out of a lioness. The lion had dark orange fur, and the lioness had light brown fur. She didn't look as dirty as her mate, but neither of them smelled any better than vinegar or sulfur or my feet. She was in a position where she was sitting on the lion's thick cock like it were a dildo, moaning intensely as she began to orgasm and murr with her tongue hanging down to her chin. The lioness was moving backwards and forwards, riding his dick like a cowboy or cowgirl on a horse. Simultaneously, the lion was grunting and using all of his strength to thrust up and down. I must have missed the juicy points of the film because as I watched the rest of it, the lioness screamed ecstatically and raised her tail, sharting all over his penis. The lion didn't mind. He looked forward at his mate, and watched as his dick was soiled with the watery, stinky brown fluids and squishy particles of waste. In fact, he loved it so much that he cummed, grunting as he pushed up into her ass and filled it with white goop. The lioness murred again before she turned around and stared at her mate, smiling leeringly before lifting her tail again. She supplied her mate with another hot, squishy supply of feces, letting out sputtering sharts that were juicy and loud. Imagine stepping on wet sponges while sticking your head up a dirty rhino's ass, and you got the gist of what the lioness's defecation sounded and smelled like. The director filmed for a few more seconds, observing the two mates stare at each other lovingly before he stopped the tape and finished the shoot. I had to admit, for a female, she actually had me interested for the moment. If only I saw the whole thing, then maybe I would have even just stepped in to join them or started masturbating to their work. As long as I wasn't in the middle, or fucking the lioness, anyway. I love Grunge Cineplex. It's like a porn studio for fetishists. It is a porn studio for fetishists, Greiser. God, I can't believe I've never been here before. So many options, and so many doors. What should we do first? What do you mean, we, Greiser? I'm gonna go look for the wall. At that moment, my gut began to act up, and I farted loudly. It was so loud, one of the film directors had to stop his movie to see the disturbance. The blackfish tuna the gator gave me was beginning to work, and I seriously needed to take a dump. Oh god, there we go. Shit, that tuna does wonders on my bowels, I said, fidgeting and wobbling my knees. You alright, Bat Breath? I am now. I just gotta find a director who's free, and maybe I can get myself into one of these videos. Greiser, you can keep checking out the studio. I'm gonna find a director. Greiser ran away from me while I held my stomach as it grumbled loudly and made me pass more gas. At the time, a wayward director happened to be standing behind me and caught wind of the flatus I shot out of my ass, the gas practically leaving a stain on my trousers. I turned around, still holding my stomach, and saw the director wave a paw in front of his muzzle. Damn it, I thought the last bat I filmed had bad gas. I chuckled nervously as my... Jesus fuck, sorry. As my stomach grumbled louder again. Yeah, had a bad case of tuna this evening. Are you about to make another video soon? I was taking a break. Why? Have you filmed any bats soiling themselves before? No, I haven't. I grunted and let out another greasy fart. Well, how about you film me? Whether or not you've noticed, but I've really gotta take a shit now, and trust me when I tell you that I won't be able to keep this bottled up for long. The fox backed away and plugged his nose. Phew! With gas like that, I believe you. I still have a few blank tapes left, so if you step onto the set, I can get you started in a few minutes. The director guided me to room 1284, and we stepped inside. It looked similar to the room the lioness was in, full of nothing but lustful red carpeting and a lovely wallpaper design with hearts on it. I expected the odor to be something like perfume and sweat, but it was just musk and shit, something I didn't expect on a porn shoot. But hey, it's a Biotopia, after all. Besides the camera, there seemed to be no objects in the room, no boomboxes playing smooth, erotic music, no handcuffs or any type of bondage, no bucket or container to squat over and shit in. Most importantly, there was no bed for someone to fuck on, but I didn't need a bed or handcuffs or any sexual toy. Just my pants and my body. I was hopping... not right now, babe. Not right now. Just my pants and my body. I was hopping up and down a little, clenching my ass cheeks together and farting in a loud, squeaky tone. Hurry up here, Fox. I can feel diarrhea dripping down my legs. I looked down and inhaled sharply as I felt something warm and wet flow down the back of my leg and dripped onto the floor. It looked like melted chocolate, but the stench proved otherwise. The fox pulled a videotape out of his jacket pocket and placed it inside the camera before zooming in on me and focusing the lens on my movements. You know what you're gonna do? Yep, just gonna go right here. Watch, thousands of Viletopians will fap to it. If you say so. And action. I acted natural, standing in front of the camera with my ass stuck out a little, sweating nervously and panting so fast it seemed like I was about to have a heart attack. I grunted once and squinted before wincing and shutting my eyes, gritting my teeth as though I was in pain. I'm sure everyone who watched was expecting a major case of bathroom desperation before the climax came, and I experienced a potty failure. Inhaling sharply, I let myself go, feeling the hot diarrhea splash all over the seat of my pants and quickly fall down my legs. I exhaled and let out some more scat before grunting and squatting to the floor a little. I sharted so hard that the seat of my pants instantly turned a dark shade of brown, and it felt like someone filled my trousers with a flattened potatoes. Not just mashed, but completely flattened. It was so loud, I felt my feet vibrating against the carpet as the gas and shit blasted out. I instantly got a boner and moaned loudly once the soft, mushy shit fell out, skyrocketed out my ass with ease. I didn't look back, but I heard the fate plopping from behind and knew my feet were being covered in shit. As I looked down, I smiled triumphantly and grunted so I could shit some more, inevitably burying my stinky blue feet in more grotesque, foul-smelling slurry. Involuntarily, I cummed in my pants again before the urine began to fill the front end, leaving a large yellow tint to it. I was no longer in pain, but content and bliss, as the fox could tell by the silly grin on my face. The urine soon splashed to the floor below, soaking my feet and the excess shit before my ass was ready for another round of emptying its contents. Before I knew it, I couldn't even see my feet anymore, and the mound of shit on the carpet was raising past my Achilles tendons. I couldn't take the euphoria anymore, and moaned with pleasure before coming in my pants again. You have no idea how extraordinary it feels to soil yourself until you actually experience it. It's hard to explain, but it's something us Viletopians love to do. There's just something about it that makes us tick. The feeling of filling up your trousers with your own waste as though it were a diaper, creating an overwhelming stink you can bask in, proving you're the ultimate potty rebel by showing everyone that this is how you react to potty training, or in my case, soiling yourself so hard it drips down to your feet, and you get to wiggle your toes and step in it as much as you want to. The only problem with soiling is getting caught and cleaning up. However, since us Viletopians don't care much if we get caught and never clean up our messes, it's no problem for us. Perhaps it's got something to do with rebellion or pride. I'm sure no one would fuck with you if you soiled yourself right before a fight, make a lewd comment, and vomit maybe, but I can say with certainty that no one wants to fight someone with shit in his pants. The smell alone would distract him. Anyway, sooner than later, I finished messing myself, and the fox stopped recording, shouting out, "Cut!" before ejecting the tape and taking it into his possession. But I couldn't stop shaking and sighing with bliss, unable to snap out of one of the best moments of my life. Soiling-wise, anyway. Okay. I need another break. I thought this was going to be the last one, but I really can't.